So tonight, can y'all see this? I don't want it to blur. Yeah. Yes. The keys. We're talking about the keys. Do you want to know what keys? I'm excited about talking about the keys. Oh, yes. Can you see that? Takani, why is it that I just saw your face and it was like, oh, I just said that I was going to say T. I'm sorry. See, I got to turn it off already.
Child, I am not embarrassed. Say my name.
Okay. Say my name. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. So I have been having this conversation with you all about this guide, this thought process of the orgasm, right? And so the last time we talked, a couple of people said, that it's been kind of elusive to them. And I kind of want to get some weigh in. And if you feel comfortable, like coming off of mute and talking a little bit about this, I feel like this is a wonderful time to do so. So, Cece, I thought you might enjoy this. Anybody that knows me, you see this? I got some actually with the spinny, the feelings wheel with the spinny on it. Yes. And I'm not sad, but I want you to think about when we're talking about this topic, specifically orgasms. Where are you feeling? What are you feeling? What is it that you feel in what part of your body? Okay, so I want to start there. We can start in the chat. I would love for people to come off mute and have a conversation with me about this topic, because I feel like we as women sometimes, we're afraid to talk about this and really have a deep conversation about something. So, yeah. Don't everybody get off mute at one time.
I mean, I'll go first. I'm not embarrassed.
Yay.
I think I had said last time, like, I threw myself into religion. And so for me, I didn't have my first orgasm until I was 30, and I'm 34. And that was just buying a sex toy. So I'm learning to really explore myself and not feel like ashamed, because I'd be like, oh my God, is God watching me while I'm figuring myself? And I'm like, it'll be all right. So that's kind of, that's where I am right now. So, and like we talked before, like I think I do have vaginismus. It's not as bad as it was before. It's still there, but yeah, that's my story.
Thank you.
I missed the question. Can you repeat it?
So
I got a call and missed it.
That's
sorry.
okay. That's okay. I'm going to come back to it. Thank you for sharing, Elle. Like, I want to appreciate you sharing that. So the question is, like, when we're talking about orgasms and how you learned, when you learned, what you learned, right? Where do you have any feelings or emotions about it? Where do you feel those feelings and emotions about it? Because, okay, Elle talked about last week vaginismus, which is associated with anxiety and the tightening of the vaginal walls, which makes it difficult to penetrate the vagina, all right? And so that is a physical ailment that will get in the way of folks having an orgasm, right? And we want folks to have orgasms. I think women typically don't have orgasms because of lots of different things. And one of the things that Elle said was because of social pressures of, is God watching me? Throwing yourself in the church or in religion and not wanting to find pleasure for yourself because it's a sin, right? And so what Elle basically said was what she's feeling is that anxiety, which shows up in her vagina, her vaginal walls. Would that be true, Elle?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anybody else want to share?
Yes, I'll share. I feel like I didn't have an experience orgasms until I was with a girl.
Okay.
I often feel like sometimes men, from a lot of women, even a lot of my best friends, I feel like of course I have a man now, but men don't really give you the time to really enjoy sex. And I feel like a lot of us get cheated out of that. So I do truly feel like, and it's just me, that everybody should experience a girl or a sex toy first and then a man second.
I think we said something like that. And I didn't say necessarily a girl, which I'm not against it. If that's what you like, that's what you like. I feel like there should be a lot of self-exploration, right? And in our community, that is frowned upon, right? Figuring out what you feel like. People get grossed out when I say this. What you taste like. If you want somebody else to taste you, you might want to know what you taste like. I don't stop. All of those things, knowing the makeup of your body, what you like and what you don't like. So when you are engaging in sex and you have an orgasm, and lots of people, it's happened this way, they stumble upon an orgasm and they're like, oh my gosh, I have to stay with this person because that feeling. And they may be the worst person for you, the absolute worst, the trashiest person, but you are still seeking them in every single way because they made you say, ooh. They found that button, that magic button to hit and make you orgasm. Now, I'm going to ask, or WK, I'm going to ask, was it a clitoral orgasm or what kind of orgasm was it? Or do you know?
Yeah, it was very clitoral.
Okay.
With the female, it was very clitoral. With myself, it was a deeper energy. It was like rooted. So there is a difference.
Yeah, let me applaud you. And you said it was a deeper energy.
Yes.
Because I don't think that we really understand that that's what it is. It's an energy, right? And I heard you say, thank you so much for sharing, that it has been your experience that when you are engaging with male-identified folks, that they don't spend the time or attention to allow you to enjoy and reach that place. You're on time schedule.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say some. Yes, correct.
No, say something. Go ahead and say. You said you're gonna say something. Say something, girl. Continue. Elaborate. Or was that?
No, I was saying I'm gonna say some men. I don't.
Okay. Oh, some
men. I'm gonna say some men don't allow you the time.
Okay.
And that I do agree with her that they don't. It's my experience, my short-lived experience has been that it's all about them. So I have not experienced a vaginal orgasm.
Okay. But clitoral you have?
Yes.
Okay. Just question. Have you experienced that with yourself, by yourself, on a consistent basis?
Yes.
Good. Good. You know, I am all about encouraging folks to do that and figuring out a way to find the deeper ones. So, with all of that in mind,
mine would be the opposite.
Oh, say it, please.
Because I've been having orgasms since I lost my virginity because I'm more vaginally stimulated than clitoral. I mean, I like it. You know, like I like it. I like to get head. Masturbation is a healthy practice for me. Even though I have a healthy sex life with my man, I still masturbate at least once a week at a minimum.
Pause. Say it again. Pause. Say it again. Say it loud and proud.
Even though I have a healthy sex life, like a pleasurable sex life with my man, I still masturbate like at least once a week, sometimes more.
And that is perfectly fine.
But I have a harder time being stimulated clitoral. Like we have to pull my rose out or something like that, you know, for me to be able to.
What I hear you saying is maybe the sensitivity there is not, it might be different for you. Like you have
I'm way more sensitive on the inside than I am on the out.
There you go. And that's okay. And I think that's really important to know, getting to know your body. Again, what you like, what you don't like, what's sensitive, what touch you like, what touch you don't like. And so knowing that it may take a little bit more for you if that person wants to engage you clitorally. That's a good thing to know, right? So again, that's all about finding what pleases you and what you like. Good. T, you were about to say something?
I was going back to, I heard a couple of ladies say the first time they experienced it was, with themselves, by themselves. And I think that was the same experience for me. But it was also, girl, I'm about to say it, Whitney. Me and Whitney be texting each other. But it was more so without any external help. Like, there was no touching, If I'm not mentally engaged, it doesn't matter where you touch and what you're doing. Physically you can cause a reaction, but it's just not the same. But the fact that there was no touching at all, like, just, maybe a little, some of this was great.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think it was someone else that mentioned, having their man. Like, I have my toys and all of that, but I didn't. Oh, yeah, wrong. When we got together, I stopped doing it because I didn't want him to feel like, oh, I'm not doing enough for you and you need help. And then one day we kind of engaged in it together and it became fun and playful. And now that's the norm.
There you go. That's great. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, because that's what you want. I think, especially when you get into a committed long-term relationship, you want to be able to share. Like, this is the person, if this is what you decided in your relationship, that this is the person that you are going to engage in sexual behavior with, then that's the person that needs to know how to please, how to do, how to touch, all of those things. And so you are basically giving them the blueprint of what it is you need, want, and desire in engagement, in a sexual encounter. So yeah. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
How are you, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. I was just going to say, I'm capable of both orgasms, but with the last partner I had, he had to see me orgasm. It was like necessary for his ego. And it made sex so unfun. I felt like it was almost a test of his manhood, I guess. And I'm so grateful that relationship is over. So I'm going through a period of celibacy right now just to kind of heal from it all.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy how something that could be so pleasurable becomes just not fun because some men are doing it almost to prove themselves.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. A second thing is porn. I think a lot of intimacy has been destroyed by toxic porn. So the men watch it and they come to you and they want to do that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, my ex was a very big person, like 6'5", thick. I'm only 5'3". You're not flinging me around. I'm gonna press charges. I don't understand what's happening right now. So, yeah.
Slap it up, flip it, rub it down, huh? No. A whole new definition for stretching and preparing yourself for sexual encounters. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you for your vulnerability and your honesty and the wherewithal for you to decide, I need to heal me mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, so I'm choosing celibacy, right? I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
Please take good care of yourself, and you know, if you need some journal prompts or some other resources from the community, please don't hesitate to reach out. I know this is a very reflective time for you to think about like your body and your senses and all of this. And so I don't know if you're doing any self-pleasure. Some people don't count that in in celibacy or abstinence. But
I didn't think of that to exclude that for celibacy. It never occurred to me. I've been masturbating way before I was sexually active.
I'm not mad at you.
I used to do passion parties. That's actually how I met my ex-husband. He was at my very first passion party.
Mm-hmm.
It just never occurred to me not to. I think it keeps people sane. And I'd like to believe I have an okay relationship with health. Like, yes, I was raised religious and I still am spiritual to a degree, but it never occurred to me not to masturbate or to even expect that of myself. Like, you low-key blew my mind. So I was like, wait, what? Not? Like, I gotta be celibate with me?
Right.
Because that's not happening.
Right. I get that. So yeah, I have the best relationship with me. And that's the way it should be, right? You have the best relationship with yourself. You find out, what you like, what you don't like, what you need, what you don't need. And then you give that person the blueprint when you are ready and say, these are the things. Like, maybe there's a little bit room for growth and stretching, but I know these are the foundational pieces of me. So, yeah. Anyone else want to chime in as it relates to where we are right now? Okay, so thank you for that. I have a question. How many kinds of orgasms are there? Anybody want to guess? We can put it in the chat.
I only know 3.
Oh, 3. Okay, Brittany, tell me about. Oh, I'm sorry, BC.
I like clitoral and vaginal orgasms, but kind of something. You know what? To Miss Takoni, kind of what she was saying earlier. We've done like some Kama Sutra practices with just intimacy, and I've had that type of orgasm.
What you would call energy orgasms.
Absolutely.
Yes, honey. Yes. Okay. So we got 3. Anybody else want to venture more of those?
I say 3 too.
Okay. Hey, girl.
I'm under the dryer, lady, so I'm just listening.
No, this is good. Hey, girl. Good to hear you. Good to see you.
So I say clitoral, vaginal, and anal.
Oh, anal. So you threw another one in. So
wait, I agree. That's 4.
That's 4.
4 yeah.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Look, you were like, nope, going back. Anybody?
Yeah, I forgot about that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's good.
Anybody else? It's okay. Listen, this is a non-judgmental, I'm just reminding people, this is a non-judgmental space. We're not judging anybody for anything. So, with my research, 7 keys. That's why I got my keys here. 7 keys, okay? The first one, and I want you guys to think about, like, have you ever experienced any of these things? You can share if you like, but you don't have to, right? So a dreamgasm, right? And that is when you have, some male identified people would call it a wet dream, right? The female is a little bit different, and it can be much, much deeper, right? And you, in your dream series, you have thoughts and emotions that make you experience a deep emotional and physical orgasm. And you wake up feeling maybe longing for
I've
more.
had plenty of those before.
Not plenty.
Didn't even think about that.
Okay, then, not plenty. Let me see.
You know, you're like, oh my God, it just felt so real. And you wake up like,
You're like, whoo. Okay.
I really thought that was a guy thing. I had no idea.
No. So I'm guessing that BC, that you have not had that before.
I don't recall ever having a dreamgasm.
Okay. Anybody else want to share?
You see, I ain't never had one of those either. But I've been woken up by my partner before, like, what you over there dreaming about? What kind of noise you making? So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say yes.
Okay. So maybe it was subconsciously and you didn't even know that that's what you were experiencing, right? It's a possibility.
I believe so. By the reaction I got.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything else?
Yeah, I feel like I have them a couple times. Because I'm deep in my thoughts, especially while my man is gone. So I definitely can say I experienced it.
With the research that I've done, and thank you for that, WK. The research that I've done, it is typically the folks who are deep thinkers or overthinkers that have these quite frequently, right? And nothing, I mean, they're not saying that anything really indicates when it will happen. It can just happen, right? So, yeah, dreamgasms.
So, is that a form of like releasing? Because I be having them a lot, and I'm like, whoo, all right.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get my day started.
Yeah.
Because it just felt so real, or it probably, no, it has happened. Like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, okay. We got a lot going on down there. So, yeah. And they've been the best ones too. I ain't gonna lie.
And that's what I was going to say. Some people report that those are deeper than vaginal orgasms. They're almost on the energy orgasms. Yeah.
Can I share something? I don't know. So I don't know if everybody is seeing all of the denouncing organizations and stuff on the internet, and basically how like a lot of things is witchcraft. And I think her name is Tiffany Montgomery or something. I seen her on a podcast, and they basically were saying that I guess dreamgasms are demonic, and yeah, and that I don't really know. I don't know how it works, but they were saying that it was demonic and that it's like a demon trying to sleep with you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the succubus or succubus or the incubus. I've heard it too. My bad. I
didn't know that was the name for it, but yeah.
I think it really depends on the energy. Again, I would put this closer to an energy orgasm, right? And what are you dreaming about, though? What is the subconscious that's happening with you? And basically dreams are just that, your subconscious. And your body is reacting to your subconscious. So I don't know, I'll give you a different example. And she might not say that this is demonic or whatever. Have any of you ever cried in your dreams? Or tried to yell in your dreams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It is your body.
have.
Exactly. So it is your body trying to respond to something in your subconscious. That's it. And I mean, let me be very clear. I do believe in spirits. I believe in energy more than anything, right? And so I do believe there are humans who are succubus and incubus. I do believe that. So it doesn't have to be a spirit to do that. That can be a real human person. There's a book out called Emotional Vampires. Real. It's real. It's real. People just suck all the energy out of you. And so a person, or it doesn't have to be an entity to be something that sucks the life or energy out. It could be a real human being. And so I hear what she's saying, but I am leaning more towards it is something that is in your mental. It is, you are in your subconscious thinking more about, and I think it is actually you releasing stress. Your body is saying you are stressed and you're not doing anything about it. Let me help you out. That is my thought. But
Yes,
thank you
ma'am.
for sharing. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. That's very interesting. I'm going to have to do some more reading about that. But yeah, energy vampires. Yes, that is a real thing. There's a real thing. So yeah. Okay. So microgasms. Anybody hear of these?
Are they like the small orgasms in between?
Yes, they can be in between. They can be while you're trying to get to one, and it's like maybe 5 seconds. It's like a flare. Does that make sense?
Yeah, had lots of those.
And you
I can-
may feel
yeah.
real frustrated if you just get one and it's done. You might get real frustrated, like, really? Okay, we did all of that, but no. And there are tools and strategies to help you if you are more apt to have micro flare orgasms. Sorry. There is some tools and techniques that you can use to make those flares longer and to make them make you have more. Okay? Thoughts about that?
I mean, I don't really have any like thoughts about it. They don't bother me. Like I said, I have like a lot of insert vaginal orgasms. So they kind of like lead up to it. It's
Right.
never like I get one and then it's not another one. Like they lead up to it, and then I'll have a regular, and then I might probably have this combination of everything going on down here. So I like the micro orgasms.
I only have the complaint. Oh, the aftershocks. Yes, they are partially aftershocks too. The women specifically that I get that complain about them is when they're only one and that's it. And it's like 5 seconds. Right? And so trying to hold on to that, which leads me to a better question, I would say, which is, can you have multiple long orgasms?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I think a lot of people think that this is just going to magically happen. I'm just going to be there. I'm just going to have sex and it's going to happen. No, this is work. This is really getting to know. That's why I focus on that, getting to know you and all about you and all about your body and all of those things, so you can understand what can have you have multiple orgasms. Now, a lot of people, I'm going to skip to 5 real quick because we were just on orgasms. I don't know why I keep saying organisms, which is horrible. I apologize. To clitoral orgasms, because a lot of folks feel like they can have several clitoral orgasms more so than several vaginal orgasms. Any thoughts? No thoughts?
I think so. I think it's easier to get the clitoris because it's right there. If you're using a toy or something like that, you already know the speed. You already know the angle. Like you know what to do, and you're already kind of prepping, pre-gaming. Like, yeah, I want to get this done. Da 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 da. Boom, right then and there. Versus, I think vaginally, it takes more time. It takes more effort. It just takes time. It takes the angles and the partner. And if you're pleasuring yourself and you really don't know how to maneuver once you're inside to get to where you need to be, it could take longer.
In doing this research, they included, and I don't like this, and I would add an 8 on this. So I'm going to add 8 because they like to include vaginal and anal together, which for me, those are 2 totally different things. I believe they feel different, and in order to add them, I'm sorry, 8, not 6. Thank you. In order to achieve it, it's different. It's different. Jay says, I haven't been living my life right, shaking my head. Why do you say that?
Like, damn, I had no idea.
Say that again?
I thought about 3 different types, maybe some more. It never occurred to me that I could have 8 different types of orgasms.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I was doing good in the fact that I'm capable of having orgasms and, under the right circumstances, I get them. If I'm pleasuring myself, is almost a guarantee. And now you said 8. So I'm like, at my big age, I'm going to have to learn some things because, let me at least hit number 5. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that you're probably doing these. I think you're doing them like the dreamgasm. Like sometimes, and I think this is where people are talking about like the succubus and incubus when people under the age of 18 do it. When we know people under the age of 18 they have fingers, they have hands, they are curious, they can find parts, right? And then their mind they can feel pleasure. So, but anyway, dreamgasms typically happen, they start in adolescence, maybe younger. So, yeah, dreamgasms are a thing. So, yeah, I think some of these things people are doing, but they haven't really thought about. So 3 is intervaginal, which is what we're talking about, the G-spot, finding that. And so let me be clear. So there's a vaginal orgasm without the G-spot, and then there is a vaginal orgasm with the G-spot. Should I say it again? Comments, concerns, prayer requests, thoughts. Don't get quiet on me now tonight. No. Ladies, are y'all still
I
there?
don't really have much of a comment because I get them all.
So,
besides the dreamgasms.
right. Well, let me ask you a question. Thank you for engaging me here. So, the feeling or an orgasm vaginally without the G spot compared to a vaginal orgasm with the G spot, what is the difference for you?
That's usually a megagasm.
Oh, say more. Yes, say more. And you are correct.
I don't even want to say this bragging, but I have like incredible sex.
Girl, I would stand up.
We try different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I would say when I get them that both stimulation at the same time, and I get all of it at that one time, usually that's when stuff start pouring out. Like,
so squirting, all of those things, going to a different level.
I don't know about squirting because it doesn't like go out far or anything, but it's like a rush of fluid.
Okay.
From the back end. I can't explain it.
Okay. Euphoria.
And it's embarrassing because I've even smelled it before trying to see if it was pee, and it doesn't smell like pee.
It's not.
It's not. I can feel where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Two different places.
It is. Euphoric. Yeah, that's usually the word that people say. So yeah, that's the difference. So I'm going to put a pin in megagasms, but yeah, that is a thing. Having a vaginal orgasm with the G-spot and without, two different feelings. So yeah. So the next one, the fourth key, is breath and energy orgasms, right? I know, Queen, that I was going to tap you anyway, but you said this earlier with tantric sex. And it is really aligning, that's what I call it, aligning your mind, body, and spirit. And sometimes you don't even have to be touching. It is truly breath and energy.
It is much less of a sexual experience than I can explain that brings an orgasm. I've never done this with anybody besides who I'm with now, because I don't think I've ever had this type of connection with anybody else before to do this. So I am first stimulated mentally. I feel emotionally fulfilled in my relationship. And then that kind of, the more we do things to try to pour into each other's love languages, then when we have those tantric sessions, sometimes it's not even intentional. You know what I'm saying? We will have the intention to maybe have sex, but end up just breathing and touching and blindfolding and it's an experience that I feel is more spiritually aligned with somebody than versus a physical thing.
Yep, you are so right. That is it. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think this is when I talk about the Lux Life and the Obsidian Lux Group, this is part of what we're talking about with relationships and connection with your partner or partners, whatever you choose. So it is going to another level, because I don't think as Black folks, we open up our minds. Not a lot of people open up their minds to really consider some of those things and spiritual connections and understanding energy exchange. So that's a huge thing. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that's another level. That's definitely another level.
It's something that I didn't believe in until I experienced it. So I've heard of it before. I used to see the chairs, the pose chairs, the different things that people would write up and talk about online, and I was always interested, but it just never happened for me until I found someone, or I became in alignment with who I'm with now. So I really didn't think it was something that existed even. You know, like, man, that's crazy. But yeah, because I wasn't an emotional sexual person prior to my relationship.
So I'm going to age myself. I don't know if any of you remember HBO when Real Sex was out. Way back in the day.
I actually do. I wasn't supposed to be watching.
Me either, child. Me either. But I watched it, and there was a lot of kind of alternative, quote unquote, sexual kind of things. And tantric sex was one of the big ones. And and a lot of this stuff kind of would happen in California, where they would have retreats or classes to help folks learn the tantric methods of engaging with a partner, and first and foremost engaging with yourself, because you don't have to have a partner to do this work. We're talking about, when I listed it here as number 4, I'm talking about for you, just you, breathing and your energy and shifting and being in alignment, and you as your spiritual woman finding your place to have an orgasm. That's it. And so there are lots of people. So in my PhD program, that's one of the things. It's kink conscious and tantric sex practices. So that's another way to learn and support folks who want to go to another level. So this is something, again, that I feel like people in the African diaspora really don't aspire to do. It's just like, we do this, we get into bed, we go there, and that's it. When there's a whole big world out there that you can experience with yourself, but also with your partner. Just a thought. Just a thought. So thank you for that. Appreciate you, Queen. So we talked about clitoral orgasms and how those are pretty much the easiest ones for some. Thank you, Queen. For some to achieve. And with manipulation, T said it's like you can do it quick. You can almost get yourself trained to be like, okay, I got 5 minutes before work. I'm gonna do this real quick, have this release, and be done. Which is good. Yeah. So the combination orgasm, and what this research was talking about was the vaginal and clitoral at the same time. Thoughts, feelings? Anybody experience this?
That feels amazing.
It does. It is say again?
I said it feels amazing.
Yeah. And again, I like to point this out. It takes it to another level when it is clitoral and vaginal G-spot. It's another level. Completely. Just a thought. So, and then, okay, I'm checking out the chat. I'm sorry, I saw it moving. Is that when they say you squirt? It's a possibility. So I believe that it can be there or in the megagasms, right? So the megagasms is a combination of 3 or more of these, right? So let's say, again, there's no judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone where we support folks and help them understand and learn more. So let's say someone is being anally stimulated. They are also being clitorally stimulated and vaginally stimulated and orgasm. That could be a megagasm. Or if you're doing breath and energy work with someone and you have a vaginal orgasm and then someone comes and hits the G-spot, that could just put you over the edge. So it is something, some folks say, some research say, that it takes more forced to get to that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believe that it does not have to be rough, even though I understand that some people like rough sex, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. It just depends on, again, what it is that you like and what it is you don't like. Thoughts? Feelings? Emotions? I feel like y'all are just over there thinking. I love it. I absolutely love it. Nobody's saying anything. Everybody they stuck. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you be stuck for a second. Uh-oh. Love it. Yes, education. When you know better, you do better, right? So lastly, I want you all to know that, so I am in helping folks, not only doing the PhD and to be Dr. April Autumn Sparks, but also I started Lust, Love, and Liberation, right? And it's really about female identified folks, but also all Black folks feeling liberated to vibrate on a different level, to achieve another level, to have the pleasure that they want in a relationship and outside of a relationship. I heard a couple of people say, even though I'm with a partner, I still masturbate. Kudos to you. That's great. You don't have to stop masturbating just because you have a partner. You can do it on your own or have your partner join in. You can do lots of different things. So Lust, Love, and Liberation, with that, it's this education portion of it, but also finding tools and strategies to help you to get to that pleasure point that you want to reach with a partner or alone. So on the website, which is Bedroom Candy, yes, I'm a consultant for Bedroom Candy. You can go there and shop, and there are a couple of things that I wanted to highlight tonight. So I'm gonna I'll put the website in the chat as well. Yes, I love it. Thank you. I'll put it there, but I'm gonna stop sharing. And it is www.bedroomcandy.com/19211. Don't ask me how I remember that. And you'll see my little face and all of that stuff. So, I want to talk a little bit about a couple of things that I think would be a good purchase. So this, I think it's on back order, but the last show I did, someone broke it, and I'm kind of pissed off about it, but I'll get over it. So see, they broke it, and it looks like a little mouse, right? So this, yeah, I didn't charge it. It's been in the box. So this is something that you can do on your own or with a partner. The thing that I love about it has a remote. So you can insert it and you can have the remote, or your partner can have the remote. So let's say, you're cooking dinner and you and your partner want to get a little into it later on, but you have this inserted and you walking around and they can just be like, turn it up, turn it off, the power, or you can do single player and you can just have this inserted and it vibrate and you can manipulate other areas as well. So this is one of my favorites. So, yeah. Questions? Thoughts? Y'all got quiet again. So, okay, I'm gonna keep going. Another thing.
I'm just listening and watching. 'Cause I love toys.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love Pamela. Insert where? I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say a name. Sorry. Insert wherever you like. It's up to you. Wherever you would like it to be inserted. Yes. So, also, I heard someone say that they have vaginismus, right? So I've talked a little bit about the unwind line, which is made with CBD, and it can be used as lube. And they actually have CBD lube as well. This is some of the massage oil, but it has also been used as lube on some of the toys. It is water-based and it is wonderful. It is wonderful. And so if you are having some issues with vaginismus or dryness, as we age, raise my hand, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. This will help you navigate that. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be active. It just means that you have to use some tools to actually be active. So yeah, if you are interested, I can go to the website and show some things if you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts. Were you surprised by the list? By the keys? Can't see my key. Anybody?
I actually gained awareness because I didn't really identify the orgasms differently before. Just reading them and seeing them identified, I could relate. So that was pretty cool. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, typically we just lump them all together as a orgasm. Because I think someone said it earlier, like, do you find or get an orgasm at all? So if you have orgasms, you're just like, oh, I got an orgasm. Okay, great. But not really understanding, like, where did it come from? How did you get it? All of those good things. So yes. So someone just asked about the peach on the website. What question do you have about the peach? Anyone?
It looks interesting. I've been thinking about that for some time now. But I'm just like, okay, so are we just holding it the entire time? Like,
so I will be honest. A lot of people like the peach. I'm not. It's okay. It's okay. That's the way I feel about it. But we can go to it and look at it, and we can all make some choices about it if you like. So here we are, and I am going to move this so I can search it. Oh, come on. Shop. The peach. And so
Is there any type of suction or is it just like vibration?
I gotta make sure. All I know, I think
right.
It's why can I not spell tonight? The peach. There we go. So there's vibration. I'm not sure. Feeling just peachy when you turn on, enjoy this vibe. I think it's just a vibe. Soft, supple area, pulsating settings, and our rumbly body quake. Yeah, so I don't think it's doing any suction. Absolutely love the buzz.
okay, thanks.
I love you like, no, child, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing all that. So it's interesting. And let's be clear, I don't have a problem with it. It was really made for, to like promote the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So yeah, there is a rose though that she has. Flower bomb. I'm sorry, we can't call it the rose. So which does the suction as well. Let's watch the video. Okay then. All right. Oh, that's what that does. I'm sorry. Okay. Do we need a replay? Are we good? Nobody said anything, so I'm gonna leave it. Well, it has been wonderful having this conversation about orgasms with you all this evening. Like, I feel like we have a greater understanding of our bodies and what we can be more curious about when we are exploring, right? Noticing where it's coming from, how it's coming, and what we can do to make that orgasm longer or deeper. So yeah. If you have any questions or thoughts or require more resources, or you're just curious about more information, please feel free to email me or text me. I'm going to put my email and information in the chat. So yeah. Someone says they've been educated because they never knew there were so many. Yeah, a lot of people don't. It's just like, I'm orgasming and that's good enough. So, yeah. Well, let me finish with my email address. Did I just send it one person? Yes. Let me send it to everybody. Okay. And my number is here. You can text me at any time. Thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate you for hanging in here with me and having this vulnerable conversation about our bodies, and wanting to level up concerning our pleasure and us getting what we need, want, and desire as it relates to our own sexual choices with our own body. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Big hugs to you. And I look forward to seeing you next week. All right? Take good care.